wanna be a dreamer. I don't wanna be a dreamer. I don't wanna be a dreamer. I don't wanna be a dreamer anymore.
Welcome to Year of the Water Rabbit Pisces. Year of the Yin Water Rabbit begins on January 22nd of 2023, lasting through until February 9th of 2024. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. I'm a Rosicrucian seer, biblical astrologer, Christian psychic, and Gnostic mystic. And this is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Rabbits are cute. They're very cute. And they're quite cuddly and always having a good hair day. Even so, bunnies love to wear hats. Stylish hats, well, every once in a while anyway. Yin Water Rabbit year is actually year of the black water rabbit. And Yin trait makes her intuitively feminine in her personality. Black water rabbit stores up emotional and psychic energies. Yin Water Rabbit is a quiet zodiac animal, also passive, peaceful, calm, kind, stylish, and expertly skilled. The planets Jupiter and Neptune are important during rabbit years, especially water rabbit years, as this is. And that's because Jupiter and Neptune in many astrological, magical, and Kabbalistic systems are said to be associated with the element of water. And because of that, these heavenly bodies bestow both generosity and otherworldly ambiance into the mix. The guardian archangel of Jupiter is the Archangel Sachiel, and the guardian archangel of Neptune is the guardian archangel named Asariel. Neptune is Asariel, Jupiter Sachiel. Later on, we're going to get to more about the guardian angels regarding the 4 watchtowers and the celestial and the terrestrial coordinates to call in and invoke these angelic beings. If you want to sort of get the guardian angels to help you during Yin Water Rabbit year. First, though, we're going to take a look at the fortunate gemstones and also the auspicious colors and lucky numbers for Pisces, as well as the advantageous talismans for the Yin Water Rabbit year. Yin Water Rabbit.
Don't wanna be a dreamer. I wanna be a star.
Astrology lucky charms for Pisces the fish during this black water rabbit year. Pisces lucky gemstone. The lucky gemstone for Pisces, your birthstone is aquamarine. Aquamarine. The auspicious colors for the fish for Pisces are blue, crimson, and eggshell white. That's blue, crimson, and eggshell white. And the fortunate numbers for Pisces are 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Keep these in mind as we get to specifically the year of the Yin Water Rabbit lucky charms. And we've provided with this presentation a blog that you can click on, and you can go there and you can find, you can read this at your leisure and you can find out if you forget what to do. Yin Water Rabbit year. Now the gemstone for Yin Water Rabbit. The gemstones, there's several. One is Amazonite. That's like Amazonite. Fuchsite. And also pearl, jade, adventurine, pink quartz, and rainbow fluorite. The rainbow fluorite is very luxurious and bestows a lovely, very calming and yet exhilarating energy during a Yin Water Rabbit year. The rainbow fluorite, wonderful. The colors that are auspicious for black water rabbit are black, red, pink, and blue. And the auspicious colors for water rabbit are 3, 4, and 6. That's 3, 4, and 6. Yin Water Rabbit color specifics, cobalt blue. will give you extra energy if Yin Water Rabbit is feeling a lack of energy. Now, using red and purple together gives rabbit a very rich appearance and a luxurious presentation. Gray is very popular. It's a very popular color for rabbits and in rabbit years. Though during a Yin Water Rabbit year, you might want to spice it up a bit with bright blues like the cobalt blue or reds, because it's yin water, it adds a lot of yin, which is the dark, nighttime, slow side of creation. So if it gets too slow and sluggish for you, the cobalt blue can spice it up without becoming irritating, and then the reds you can spice it up. That might, if you need a little more spice. Okay, and then that, but if you get irritated, then go back to the cobalt blue. Yin Water Rabbit number specifics. You may combine 3, 4, and 6 together to form combination numbers. For example, you can use 34, 36, 43, 46, 63, or 64. 64. The number 9 is also a popular rabbit number, although in Yin Water Rabbit year it could be a bit too disquieting, it could be a bit too startling for rabbits' very cool sensibilities. If you are going to use the number 9, use the color black to still and quiet and tranquilize any surprising energy this number generates, because it might again be too startling. 9. So use it with the color black to stabilize. Stay away from the numbers. Don't use 1, 7, or 8. Okay, don't use those colors. Don't use those numbers, because those numbers during a Black Water Rabbit year are not going to be auspicious. So again, if you want to see how it works with your numbers and colors and all that, you can look at the blog that's attached to the presentation. One of everybody's favorite topics is the Chinese Zodiac animal sign compatibility, about close friends or family or romance, spouses, lovers, that kind of thing. What about love? What about the heart? Well, rabbit, baboon loves goat, also called sheep or goat, same in Chinese astrology. Rabbit loves goat, and rabbit loves pig. Pig or boar in Chinese astrology. Rabbit loves pig, rabbit loves goat or sheep, pig, boar, baboon, big heart for those during rabbit year. Now, rabbit very much likes dog, very much likes, and rabbit very much likes hop, hop, hop other rabbits. That's right, doing their rabbit dance. Rabbit likes tiger, rabbit likes monkey, rabbit likes rat, rabbit likes ox, and rabbit likes horse. Rabbit does not like snake, and rabbit does not like rooster. Rabbit hates dragon. Rabbit hates dragon. It's a very interesting story that we're going to get to when we talk about the rabbit and the Chinese emperor's race. We're going to get to that, and you'll find out that if you think that somebody doesn't like you, so you hate them, you might find out they've been helping you all along. Pisces, mutable water personality. Pisces, you are mutable water, called water of water. So what's going to happen to your personality during a Yin Water Rabbit year? Well, Pisces, you'll be of the mind to give people a second chance during Black Water Rabbit year, because when it comes to sympathy, Rabbit makes you more inclined towards generosity and liberality throughout this entire transit. Lucky for you, Pisces, your even-handedness will stop you from overdoing any one thing or giving too much to any individual person. That's very important, and that's good. Now, another point of optimism you can find in Water Rabbit year is that if you're having trouble keeping up with all the demands that are made upon you by others, they will also be inclined to allow you some leeway. So it'll work both ways. Pisces always knows precisely what she or he wants, and this is going to be so throughout Rabbit year, and it's going to be that way whether it's some kind of great venture that you're into or a relationship. When it comes to your visions of the future, which you hold dear for yourself and for those in your charge, Pisces, because of your innate suppleness, you can get further ahead than most people in the achievement of your goals. It's a flexibility. Rabbit year only adds to the inborn malleability of the fish. Don't be surprised, Pisces, when you find that you're a lot more sort of a hermit than you usually are during this transit. With that said, don't let yourself become too much of a recluse. Have your family and your close friends around you that enjoy your insightful humor and imaginative conversations or creative projects, because you don't want to get to where you're such a hermit that you just lose all interest in talking to people. Because remember, you're water, and this is Yin Water Rabbit, and even though rabbit associates with wood, still we've got a water and a yin, and those are both on the dark side of the yin yang symbol. So you could lose a lot of energy if you get too isolated or too into being, you don't want to get so calm that you can't get up in the morning. You understand? So just make sure that you are using your cunning to strategize your most important endeavors, whether this is in regards to your occupation, business, or your finances. Some people might think that you take on too many schemes all at once, but you're comfortable with being busy, even if it means that you can't be a gallivant in Water Rabbit year. The good news is that Black Water Rabbit transits are not the years that you should or need to get into conflicts with individuals or groups that might try to make you feel responsible about all the work that needs to be done. So remember that. Don't let other people make you feel like you're responsible to do their work. Remember that earlier we said that Black Water Rabbit frequencies cause you to want to be more of a loner. So just focus upon your immediate environment, Pisces. That'll be very helpful. Rabbit's fixed component of wood provides stability to the mutable water of water element of Pisces the fish. In addition, the rabbit's fixed element of yin will cool Pisces' strong compassion for others, allowing the fish to pay more attention to some very needed attention to your own self. The aspect of water brought about by this transit of Yin Water Rabbit year will further chill and slow down Pisces, giving you an occasion to go inward and allow your psychic talents, your considerable psychic talents, to bestow messages from your own higher self, to come in from the upper realms. Regarding Pisces' place in the Emperor's Zodiac race, this is an important year for you, Pisces, because Western astrology sign of Pisces corresponds with Chinese Zodiac animal of rabbit. So this is your year, Pisces, year of the rabbit, and especially a Yin Water Rabbit. And your water sign, a mutable water at that, water of water, a very watery year. Therefore, legend has it that the Jade Emperor held a race to place 12 animals on the Zodiac wheel. Rabbit came in 4th place in this race held by the Jade Emperor. Dragon, remember we said rabbit, dragon, rabbit hates dragon? Well, listen to this. Dragon, that associates with Aries the ram, in Western astrology came in 5th place after rabbit, which corresponds to Pisces in Western zodiac placement. Rabbit did his very best to win and made a good showing by taking 4th place in front of Dragon. Rabbit had fallen in the river and held on very tight to a log that miraculously floated towards shore where the finish line was. What Rabbit didn't know was that point, while holding on to the log in the river at that point, was that Dragon paused in his quest for 1st place to help Rabbit by using a puff of air from his great lungs to push Rabbit out of his circumstances. He was in the river holding on to the log, where he was stuck in the river, needing Dragon's help to get to the water's edge. The story makes a good point that the Jade Emperor was very proud of Dragon's consideration of others whom he put before his own ardent desire to come in 1st place. The Jade Emperor was happy at Rabbit's contentment in taking 4th place, smiling wildly and widely as Rabbit hopped by him on his way to rest after making a race well run. Rabbit did come to a point where he sort of wondered if he ever really found out, why he, placed so well. And other animals were wondering, does Rabbit know that Dragon helped him? Does Rabbit know that Dragon was the reason that he did so well? And Dragon and the Jade Emperor were pleased to allow Rabbit to relish in his own accomplishment, and by no means wanted to embarrass Rabbit. After all, team effort is more important than winning. So basically, this is one of the things where other people might want to make you feel like, okay, we did a favor for you, so now you got to do a favor for us. Don't fall into that. Don't feel guilty. It's not your problem. If somebody else wants to help somebody, that's their kuleana. That's not your problem. Don't let people make you feel responsible. Don't let people make you feel guilty. Because as far as Dragon is concerned, and as far as the Jade Emperor is concerned, everything happened the way it should. And you did Dragon a favor by letting Dragon help you. That makes Dragon feel good and makes the Jade Emperor happy that creatures work together in his kingdom. Okay, so you understand, to not let people make you feel guilty, not your problem. Pisces, the fish year of the Yin Water Rabbit lesson. What is the lesson during Black Water year transit? Pisces, just like Rabbit, likes to discern what other people are up to using their plentiful six sensibilities, a lot of psychic ability for Pisces. During this year, you could become rather unenthusiastic about checking off all the little boxes on your to-do list. You might get a little tired of doing that in Water Rabbit year. Water Rabbit is a year of dissolution for everyone. And Pisces is a water zodiac sign, as we mentioned. Therefore, arranged to be more ambitious the year before or the year after Black Water Rabbit year. This is an astrological interval where you need to know what to expect beforehand so that you can adequately manage your life to allow this to be a year of inner peacefulness. Prepare well, Pisces. Pisces, the fish year of the Water Rabbit, Yin Water Rabbit blessings. What are the blessings that have come from heaven? From the heavens of the Jade Emperor. Expect plenty of opportunities for romance. So love and romance opportunities, or friendship, or more closeness with your family. And also, nevertheless, it's going to be best if you keep the number of people in these relationships to just a few manageable people. The most imperative people to you, the most vital people to you. Again, you're going to want to be more of a loner, but you're going to need a few really important people. So you're going to have a lot of opportunities where people are going to want to be around you, but you can only be selective and pick a few. Don't pick too many. And it's not your responsibility if it hurts their feelings, not your problem. Regarding the, because you usually help other people, in Water Rabbit year, that you got to help yourself in Water Rabbit year, because you're usually helping other people. Again, do that the year before, the year after, not during. Okay, now Black Water Rabbit year is when you must cultivate associations with people that are both capable and competent enough to take care of themselves, so that both of you, or the few people that you are dealing with, are all willing to be responsible individuals. So you got to be around people that are responsible for themselves the way you are. We're going to now get into some of the other things that are going to be qualities to expect during this year of the Yin Water Rabbit.
Don't wanna dream no more, just wanna play. So many people live their dreams just fade away.
Western astrology, zodiac sign of Pisces, the fish, corresponds with Chinese zodiac animal of rabbit. Legend has it that the Jade Emperor held a race to place 12 animals on the zodiac wheel. Rabbit came in 4th place in this race held by the Jade Emperor. dragon that associates with Aries the ram in Western astrology came in 5th place after rabbit, which corresponds to Pisces in Western zodiac placement. Rabbit did his very best to win and made a good showing by taking 4th place in front of dragon. Rabbit had fallen into the river and held onto a log that miraculously floated toward shore where the finish line was. What Rabbit didn't know at that point, while holding onto a log in the river, was that Dragon paused in his quest for 1st place to help Rabbit. Now, how Dragon helped Rabbit is that Dragon used a puff of air from his great mighty lungs to push Rabbit out of his circumstance where Rabbit was stuck in a river needing Dragon's help to get to the water's edge. The story makes a good point that the Jade Emperor was very proud of Dragon's consideration of others, whom he put before his own ardent desire to come in 1st place. The Jade Emperor was happy at Rabbit's contentment in taking 4th place, smiling wildly as Rabbit hopped by him on his way to rest after making a race well run. Now, did Rabbit ever find out that he placed so well due to Dragon's help? Dragon and the Jade Emperor were pleased to allow Rabbit to relish in his own accomplishment and by no means wanted to embarrass Rabbit. After all, team effort is more important than winning, isn't it? All right, now we're going to continue now. We're going to go to Yin Water Rabbit attributes, the attributes of the Yin Water Rabbit. What are they? Well, Water Rabbit, for Yin Water Rabbit element. Now, Water Rabbit of the Yin element possesses universal rabbit qualities. On the positive side, Rabbit is known to be speedy, sympathetic, benevolent, tolerant, and clever. Regarding other helpful personality traits, Rabbit is also seen as silent, watchful, gifted, stylish, and conscientious. Rabbit wants to get her or his fulfillment. Now, when it comes to Water Rabbit's characteristics, adding water to the mix makes Rabbit more tranquil, extra instinctive, delicate, ambivalent, self-indulgent. Okay? Also, you're going to have a quality from Rabbit where there's sort of a neediness that is more needy than in other elemental rabbit years. Okay, now on the negative side, rabbits in general can be obstinate, shallow, sad, spurious, and very guarded. Okay? All right, now rabbit zodiac animal has a yin nature in general. As far as fixed quality goes, now you're going to understand that yin and water are really the specific year, okay? But in general, the general quality of fixed is going to be yin nature. And also, adding the elements of yin and water creates 2 extra yin attributes. If passivity, coldness, darkness, and introversion of yin water rabbit year becomes too unresponsive and starts to seem a little comatose to you, all right, too unresponsive, then adding some opposite yang attributes can help, such as we mentioned earlier, to use the color red to add some excitement. You can understand that after experiencing the wild exhilaration of tiger years just before, now calmer rabbit years are usually perceived as bringing a great relief, okay? Now remember that rabbit zodiac animal has a yin nature as far as a fixed quality, okay? And we're get into more of it later, okay? So you're adding more yin from yin water rabbit, and you're adding more water from yin water rabbit. But we'll get into the other types of elemental qualities, okay, of rabbit, and especially yin water rabbit, and then the fixed rabbit qualities. We'll get into that a little bit more later. Now, yin water rabbit advice. What is the advice for yin water rabbit during this yin water rabbit year, okay, and rabbits in general? Now, during water rabbit of yin element year, be conscious about not allowing things to become too unresponsive. For too careless, of an attitude towards that can cause a problem. Again, it can make people become comatose, okay? Because of all the yin aspects, and you're adding water, which is also yin. Now, while some people might want to use all of their merits or consume all of next year's provisions, that would not be prudent. Too much raw anxiety and immature thinking could cause carelessness that can lead people into a situation where they allow their lives, their bodies, their relationships, their finances, or their properties to depreciate. You don't want that to happen. This type of devaluation of your self-esteem, okay, occasionally creates radical viewpoints when it comes to religion. Now, also it can create radical or fanatical viewpoints when it comes to politics or other social institutions. Be cognizant of your attitude and your general attitude in life, for that matter, during Black Water Rabbit year, because Yin Water Rabbit year is a Black Water Rabbit year. And remember to motivate yourself and others to fitness of mind, the fitness of body, and the fitness of your spirit, okay? All right, now, what are the Yin Water Rabbit influences? What are the influences of the Yin Water Rabbit? Now, Yin Water Rabbit influence in Water Rabbit of Yin element year, being that Rabbit had help from Zodiac animal of Dragon. Remember when Rabbit was stuck in the river? Remember when Rabbit was stuck in the river? And who helped Rabbit? Dragon. And what did Dragon give up to help Rabbit? He gave up first place. And what happened? Who placed before who? That's right. Because even Dragon allowed Rabbit to go ahead, because Dragon had fallen behind in helping Rabbit. So you see how self-sacrificing Dragon is, okay? You see how self-sacrificing Dragon is. And Rabbit really didn't know who had helped him, He didn't know. He had no idea who had helped him. He was just hopping. He was hopping, okay, Rabbit. And then he plop fell in the river. And then he got stuck there. And then, remember, Dragon got his mighty lungs and pushed him towards safety by blowing the air, and Rabbit didn't even know who helped him. Okay, now, so understand that, keep in mind that when Rabbit crossed the finish line, because Dragon had helped Rabbit, keep in mind during this Water Rabbit year that someone that you think you are superior to, is the one that is helping you without you knowing it. It's the people below you that are helping you without you knowing it. And it might be somebody that you think you're superior to, that you're actually not superior to, because in reality, we all have an equally important role in creation. We all have an equally important role in creation. That's the reality of it, okay? We're not equal as far as what we come into the world with, as far as one person might have more money, or one person might have more talent, or one person might be a bigger person, one person might be a smaller person, all these different things. But each group of qualities that each person has is just as important as every other, because you can't have creation in its finished state without each single piece being there. If one little tiny thing were missing, it wouldn't work. Now, one blade of grass could be missing, or it wouldn't work. Even a blade of grass is as important as anybody, as important as a king. A blade of grass just as important in the grand scheme, of equal importance. You understand? All right. Now, if you understand this, then this way you won't get ahead of yourself thinking that all your accomplishments are the result of you alone. You're being helped. Everybody is. But if you think you're the one who's helping everybody, others are helping you. And the people or the person that you think you're helping is actually helping you. All right. Now, this way, you won't get ahead of yourselves thinking that all your accomplishments are your own your own merit. Rather, your achievements are the product of those who give you a leg up when you are in dire straits. This is true for every one of us, regardless of your station in life. For the human race is a system, an organ of a larger body of earth, and each of us are the microcosm of that body. The macrocosm is the universe, and the microcosm is every other smaller organism. Now, holding all of this in mind, keep all of this in your mind, during Yin Water Rabbit year, this gives you a chance to regroup if you can use the stillness of this combination of yin qualities to create serenity rather than becoming overly nervous in your thinking or overly anxious in your emotions. This way, you won't be lured into drastic situations during the Black Water Rabbit year, the Yin Black Water Rabbit year. All right, now, what you want to understand is that this isn't the last time this is going to happen, okay? In Chinese astrology, it's very important to understand that the year of the rabbit repeats every 12 years in Chinese astrology, okay? While year of the Yin Water Rabbit repeats every 60 years, 60 years, occurring in 2023, 2083, 2143, 2203, 2263, and 2323. Now, Yin Black Water Rabbit year of 2023 on the Gregorian calendar overlaps with higher counts of both ancient and modern traditional Chinese calendars. Ancient sources, the Chinese year in 2023 will be 7243 Chinese year. Modern sources say that the Chinese year in 2023 will be 4720 in the Chinese year. There's a difference there of about 3,000 years. Okay, so when they say that it's 6,000 years before the Messianic kingdom comes into effect and all that, well, it's actually already 1,000 years into it. Just in case you were wondering. But they play with that because they don't want you to know that they're supposed to be doing a better job. Now, comparative cultural astrology and New Year's celebrations. Traditional Chinese zodiac places Rat, which associates with Sagittarius in the Western astrology system at the beginning, November 22nd to November 21st, and Pig, which associates with Scorpio at the ending, October 23rd to November 22nd of the astrological wheel. It is intriguing to notice that the Chinese zodiac splits its beginning and end between Rat and Sagittarius, and Pig, Scorpio, which is right where the mysterious zodiac sign of Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, is found. Now, Ophiuchus is often called the 13th zodiac sign. It's equally fascinating to become aware that the Celtic pagans consider the festival of Samhain on the 31st of October, Halloween, Samhain. They call it Samhain, modern people, but the ancients call it Samhain. It looks like it's spelled Samhain, but it's actually pronounced Samhain. Samhain. It's spelled like Samhain, but we say Samhain. But you know what I'm talking about. And that's also All Hallows Eve, and it's also Halloween. Now, that is the Celtic pagans' New Year. That's actually their New Year, also being a lunar calendar. Okay? With that said, when corresponding with Western astrology, one would associate the head of the Western zodiac, which is Aries, with dragon, and Pisces, the tail of Western astrology, with rabbit. It's also fascinating to comprehend that there are, in many cultures, more than one New Year's celebratory festivals. Okay? Now, the Yin Water Rabbit year is formed from the attributes of being the 10th heavenly stem of yin water gotten from 10 celestial elemental qualities, and the 4th earthly branch from 12 terrestrial animal personalities. Key words for Yin Water Rabbit year. The Chinese word gui, ke, guai, primary and secondary meanings are decade, 10, drastic, naughty, ghost, devil, and is the 10th heavenly stem. The Chinese word of Mao, and that's primary and secondary meanings are hair, feather, wool, mildew, crude, young, raw, careless, scared of money. To devaluate or depreciate. Devaluate and depreciate your belongings, devaluate and depreciate your money, and devaluate and depreciate yourself. Now, also Mao, which is the fourth earthly branch, means to extra strength or to consume future rations today. Okay? So what you're going to see people wanting to do and doing during rabbit year is eat, drink, and be merry. You know, for tomorrow we're not going to be here anymore, that kind of thing. Or I'm glad you pay you on a different day if you give me this widget today. You know, that kind of thing. You understand? Okay. Now, regarding these stems and the branches. Now, it's important to note that the 10th heavenly or celestial stems are derived from 5 elements in Chinese astrology, which are fire, metal, wood, earth, and water. Now, the 10 qualities are comprised of the characteristics of yin and yang divisions, with the assigned elemental attribute with this current year of the water rabbit being a yin water rabbit year. Therefore, there are 10 aspects gotten from yin and yang characteristics of the 5 Chinese elements. Now, regarding the primary guardian angels for yin water rabbit year, before we proceed, I want to tell you just one thing. They always say that in Chinese astrology, you know, they have, 5 elements, and in Western they only have 4. They actually have 5 in Western too, but in Western they got rid of ether because they didn't want Westerners to be spiritual. They want us to think we have to go to the East to get our spirituality. Everybody has the exact same spirituality, the exact same stories that are told in the Bible, or the exact same stories that are told regarding the I Ching. Like, for example, when you begin with formless nothing, and then you create this and that and the other thing, well, that's from the Tao Te Ching. Everything that Jesus said, just about, is in the Tao Te Ching. He just copied it and put it in his own language. So understand. Or maybe nobody copied anybody. Maybe there was one thing everybody came from, and then at Babylon, at the Tower of Babel, maybe at that point what happened was somebody said, you know what, they're getting pretty far ahead because they're all talking the same language. You know what we're going to do? The people, the higher ups said, we're going to confound their languages, separate them, give them different language. We don't want them communicating because if they communicate, they might do well, or we won't be able to control them anymore. So that's what they did then, and that's what they might try to do again, or not. We'll see. Just for your information. Now, primary guardian angels for yin water rabbit year. All right. For the aspect of water, elemental archangel of water is the Archangel Gabriel, being the archangel of all the water signs in Western astrology. Okay? Now, regarding the component of yin, which is associated with water, elemental archangel, the Archangel Gabriel, okay? The Archangel Gabriel, again, associated with the water element. Now, he is not only the elemental archangel of all the water signs, okay? But also, since yin and is associated with water, he's also the archangel of yin, okay? Therefore, there's a double dose of blessings from Archangel Gabriel, a double dose of blessings from our beloved Archangel, guardian angel Gabriel. Western astrology zodiac sign of Pisces, which corresponds to Chinese zodiac sign of Rabbit, is a water sign, mutable water for Pisces, and that's like Rabbit. Now, Pisces corresponding to Rabbit gives us Rabbit's fixed alchemical constituent of wood in Chinese astrology. So understand that we said that yin is fixed Rabbit. Now, water is not fixed Rabbit. Water comes from yin and from also from yin water rabbit year. But the fixed Rabbit quality for the elements are wood. So it's yin and wood are fixed Rabbit. This year is yin water rabbit. Okay? But fixed Rabbit is yin and wood. Just so you understand that. Okay? Capiche? All right. Makes sense. All right. Now, since there is no corresponding Western astrology element to the Chinese component of wood, we shall take a look at some of Rabbit's other fixed aspects of yin and springtime. Springtime. The season of mid-spring is similar to the warmer and moister elements associated with the guardian angel Raphael. The guardian angel Raphael, okay, that rules over the eastern direction of the compass, as well as of all the air signs in the western zodiac. And since Rabbit also has fixed aspect of yin, and also has another fixed aspect of having an eastward or an eastern compass direction, fixed yin bestows Gabriel and east bestows Raphael, adding to the potency of both elemental Archangel Gabriel and elemental Archangel Raphael. So with these two archangels, these two guardian archangels of Raphael and Gabriel, you can call upon them throughout the Yin Water Rabbit year. Okay, you can call on both of them. Gabriel, you can call on. It's okay to call on Gabriel. And you can call on Raphael. Raphael during the Yin Water Rabbit year. So those are two guardian angels you can really rely upon, okay? Associating with yin and wood, okay? Two fixed elemental aspects of Rabbit. All right, now therefore in summary, the elemental archangels that are beneficial to evoke, which is to call upon, for Yin Water Rabbit year are Archangels Gabriel for the yin component, Gabriel for the yin component, also Gabriel for the, that's right, water element, water and yin for Gabriel, because water and yin are similar, and Raphael for both the mid-springtime aspects and also for air, the quality of air, and also for the mid-springtime aspects. And we're using air because the springtime is associated with the east, and in the east, in Western magic, we have as far as the coordinates that we're using, it has to do with the east. Okay. Now we'll get into some of the differentiations about that in a moment. Now, and we'll make that real clear. Now, the zodiac angel Amnitziel, like the amnitzi, like amniotic fluid for Pisces. Amnitziel, amniotic fluid, like the ocean is like the birth water. Okay, the amniotic fluid, the ocean. Pisces, the fish. So the zodiac angel Amnitziel for Pisces, the fish, which is water of water, or immutable water sign, is another guardian angel to call upon during Yin Water Rabbit transit. So Amnitziel is another archangel to evoke, call upon, or to invoke into yourself, or to evoke into your magic circle or sacred space. Yeah? You understand? Capiche? Capiche. Now, secondary guardian angels for Yin Water Rabbit year. The planetary archangels which correspond to Pisces, being Western astrology, correspondent for year of the rabbit, are angelic rulers of Jupiter and Neptune. So we're talking about the planets Jupiter and Neptune. Now, Jupiter's archangel is Sachiel. And Neptune's archangel is Asariel. Awareness of both Western and Eastern astrology associations is very helpful. Call upon the guardian archangel Sachiel of Jupiter for matters of health and wealth, and guardian angel Archangel Asariel of Neptune for matters of spirituality. Now, Earth and celestial angelic coordinates for Yin Water Rabbit year are as follows. Now we're going to give you first the elemental coordinates. Now what do we mean by the elemental coordinates that are Earth coordinates, okay? There's Earth coordinates that happen on Earth, and there's celestial coordinates coordinates would happen in the sky, in the stars, having to do with the four fixed signs in astrology being Leo and Taurus, and also Scorpio, okay, and Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius for air. So, and the same on the Earth, but see, on the Earth you're not using the zodiac signs, you're not using the stars, you're using the winds of the Earth from the point of view of the Northern Hemisphere, from Egypt, where from chemistry, from chem, which is the black arts, is actually, the black arts is chemistry. It's from the black sands, like a black sand beach, okay? When we do alchemy, we get a lot of our monoatomics, our platinum group elements by doing alchemical practices upon the actual black volcanic rock, okay? And that's the chemistry. That's the word chemistry. That's chem, and chem, K-E-M. That's you know, that's from Egypt, and that's the alchemical arts. It's the art. The black magic is just really the arts of alchemy. And if you know an alchemist, if you know a pharmacist, or anybody that passes out medication, like a nurse or a pharmacist, then you know an alchemist. If you know somebody that makes pharmaceuticals, you know an alchemist. Okay, like all the pharmaceutical companies are alchemists, and also an alchemist is a witch. A witch is an alchemist, and an alchemist is a witch. So if you want to get rid of witches, you're going to have to get rid of all the people that make drugs, all the pharmaceutical companies, all the doctors, all the nurses. You're going to have to get rid of all the hospitals. You're going to have to get rid of all the pharmacists, all the doctors and all the nurses. And you won't have any medicines, and then you'll get rid of all the witches, because those are witches. Just so you know. Okay. So first we're going to give you the earth coordinates of elemental guardian angels. So this is on the earth because of the wind. Okay, from the point of view of the northern hemisphere. We have the north elemental archangel of earth is Uriel. The archangel Uriel, U-R-I-E-L, Uriel of earth. Okay? Now, also the Merkaba field for earth is this. Okay? Looks like something you might have saw in a science fiction movie once. Okay, so that's for Earth. Now, that's the North and Earth are associated on the on the terrestrial coordinates. So celestial, terrestrial. So on the terrestrial coordinates for Earth, we have North association, and that's Uriel. Now, for East elemental archangel of air is Raphael. In the east, okay, air east, okay. So we have, this is the Merkaba field for the east. Mer meaning rotating fields of light. Ka meaning spirit, and Ba meaning soul. So this is the Merkaba field for the archangel of air Raphael, and for the elemental archangel Raphael in the east on the terrestrial coordinates. Now the south elemental archangel for fire is Michael, Archangel Michael or Michael, and he slays the serpent here, or slays the dragon, slays the serpent, okay? And this is the Merkaba field of Archangel Michael, or of all the fire archangels, all the fire signs. This is the Merkaba field of Archangel Michael of the fire archangels, okay? And Michael, when you see a picture of Michael slaying a serpent, like in this picture, or slaying a dragon, that's good for stopping lust. But you know what else it does? It makes people fall out of love with you. So if you're in love with somebody and you have sexual feelings for that person, if it's your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, or girlfriend or wife or whatever it is, and you go somewhere and you see a picture or a statue of Michael, not Michael just standing on a cloud, but of Michael slaying a snake or a dragon, you are going to make those people break up. A couple might break up if they see this picture or a statue with this image. Not any image of Michael, but one where Michael or any man or any angel is slaying a dragon or slaying a serpent, because that's the killing of your Kundalini energy, your sexual energy. So that is not a good thing to do if you want to keep your relationship together. Don't take your lover or your husband or your wife or whatever to a place where you're going to see an angel or a man killing a dragon, or watch a movie like that, because you're going to end up not being able to stay together. So if you go see a movie where you have somebody killing something that looks like a dragon, you have like a hero or a heroine killing something that looks like a big snake or a big dragon, you know what you're going to do? If you're seeing it with your lover or your husband or your wife or your whatever, you're going to end up breaking up. Now, if you're trying to get someone broken up, that's some kind of evil magic that you kind of stick in their face, but I'm just saying. So Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Right. Now, West Elemental Archangel of Water on the terrestrial coordinates is Gabriel. And the Merkaba field for Gabriel is this. And these wonderful Merkaba fields were made for me by a psychic I used to work with named David, who worked with me at the psychic fairs. And he made all these for me just out of the goodness of his heart. He's a wonderful psychic and a wonderful person for making such wonderful, associations so I can trade the Merkaba. Now, the Merkaba fields aren't really associated with the terrestrial coordinates so much. Like, they're more associated with either angels. The terrestrial angels are messengers from heaven to earth. So you can see angels on the terrestrial coordinates, or you can see like a water symbol, a fire symbol, an air symbol, and an earth symbol. But I'm using this to make it more understandable to you, because on the earth, it's the number 5 for the earth. That's why I use a pentagram if you want to invoke things, and you have to make it go in different directions to bring it into different to bring in different elements. Okay, now the celestial coordinates for elemental guardian archangels, you're going to be using 6-sided. You're going to be using things that look like the Star of David. In a 3-dimensional field, they become a Merkaba field. So these are actually extremely appropriate for the celestial coordinates, which we're going to give you now. And understand that the angels are good for both, because the angels go between heaven and the earth. Okay, so for the north, now the north elemental archangel, where in the terrestrial coordinates in the north you have Uriel in the earth. For the celestial coordinates in the north, you have the elemental archangel of water, Gabriel. So you have this in the north for the celestial coordinates. Okay, and that's because of the placement of Scorpio, and at least Scorpio at a specific moment in a specific place in a specific moment in most likely Egypt, okay, or somewhere like that, or Mesopotamia, or one of those places. Now, East Elemental Archangel of Fire is the Archangel Michael, and the Archangel Michael and fire, again, the Merkaba field for fire archangel. So in the east, the Elemental Archangel of Fire for the celestial coordinates, Michael. Michael in the east for celestial coordinates. Now, the South Elemental Archangel for the celestial coordinates is Earth. So in the south, you have what looks like a 3-dimensional Star of David. 3-dimensional Star of David for the Earth, okay? And you have, that's in the south, and that's for Uriel, and this is for the celestial coordinates. This is for the celestial coordinates. So you see we have just as much magic in the west as they do in the east, but for some reason in the west, everybody's very stingy with their information and with allowing people to utilize these things, and people in the east are more generous and more helpful with letting us use these things. So, you have to learn from both, because, they're actually all from the same place and all started in the same place at the same time. Now, the West Elemental Archangel for air, Raphael for the celestial coordinates, the Guardian Archangel, Raphael for air, the West Elemental Archangel, Raphael air, and that is again for these celestial coordinates, using these wonderful Merkaba fields made for me by the psychic David, that I was so lucky that he blessed my life with his wonderful sculptures. I'm so blessed. He gave it it was just a gift from the goodness of his heart. Now, the fortunate compass directions. Year of the Yin Water Rabbit finds lucky destiny in easterly, southerly, and northwesterly directions. Using Yin Water Rabbit year, avoid westerly and northerly and southwesterly directions. Again, it's good luck and good fortune during the Yin Water Rabbit year in the easterly, southerly, and northwesterly compass directions. Now, during Yin Water Rabbit year, avoid westerly, northerly, and southwesterly directions of the compass. Now, we're going to go over the specific element that's for this, not fixed, but the ones for this year, Yin 2023, Yin, water, and rabbit. Okay, just a brief list of the general associations. Now understand that this Yin Water Rabbit happens every 60 years. Now, for yin, yin is feminine. Yin is feminine. It's night. It's cold. Yin is water. Yin is wet. Yin is winter. Yin is inner. Yin is passive. Yin is uninterested. Yin is contracting. Yin is soft. And yin is the ventral side of the body. Water is fortunate, prosperous, self-reflective, traditional, shrewd, credible, fearful, cold, salty, has to do with the ears, also has to do with flexibility, something as accommodating as water. Now for the general rabbit associations. Rabbit, general fixed rabbit associations, general rabbit associations, fixed rabbit associations are yin, mid-spring, wood, Pisces. Some of the plants are plantago, lily, jasmine, snapdragon, cyclamen. The second month on the Chinese lunar calendar, the fourth trine of mid-spring corresponding to wood, which associates with the liver and the gallbladder. So make sure you take good care of your liver and gallbladder. The nonchalantness and uncaringness of this year will help people not get so angry and bitter. But in your not getting angry, then don't become bitter. It's easy to get bitter if you don't let your anger out. Now, there are 5 elements in Chinese astrology being fire, metal, wood, earth, and water. Now, each element controls another element, and it goes in a nice circle. Fire controls metal. Metal controls wood. Wood controls earth. Earth controls water. And water controls fire. Now, this is the circle of life as we have come full circle. Fire is joy. Heat, bitter, the tongue. Earth is worry, damp, sweet, the mouth. Metal is grief, dry, pungent, and the nose. Water is fear, cold, salty, and the ears. And wood is anger, wind, sour, and the eyes. Now, regarding the Chinese New Year, now to calculate Chinese New Year, simply count the second new moon that comes after the winter solstice. The Chinese might do it a little different. They do it, but I think that's the way the Chinese do it. I think what they do in the West is say that it's the new moon that happens between January, the end of January, and the end of February. So they move it over, and that's, but I think the Chinese say to calculate I know the Chinese say because they're going to go from the winter solstice and the new moon. So for the Chinese, and the traditional way is to calculate the Chinese New Year by simply counting the second new moon that comes after the winter solstice. Okay? Okay. Now, regarding all this information that's in the attached document and in this presentation, information found in the document that we give you access to and that is based in this presentation is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I've committed to memory. Thank you for joining us, and join us again for the next installment of your Chinese Astrology Zodiac Animal. See you then.